4:34. Silent pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And item 3, roll call. Bob, you want to start us?
Bacon present.
Zalad present.
Keyquam present.
Milky present.
Byers present.
Seeing a quorum present. Move on to item 4, approval of tonight's agenda.
I'll motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Got a motion by Milky, support by Bacon to approve tonight's agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. And the agenda is approved. Going on to item 5, approval of meeting minutes from October 21st. How are those looking?
Motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Support.
Got a motion by Bars, support by Salad to approve the minutes. Hearing no questions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. And the minutes are approved. On to item 6, public comment. Anybody? See anybody in the back? Anybody online? Nothing? Well, let's go on to item 7, reports. Got accounts payable.
Thank you. Good evening.
Evening.
So I'm just gonna go over some changes that you've probably already noticed in the financials, but, so you're gonna notice that your check sheets look a little bit different from the previous month to this month. We have landed on an invoice register report, and I'll kind of give some background on why we've changed those reports just a little bit. It does still give all of the same information that the check disbursement report gave. But with the help and guidance of the Woodhill Group, which is the consulting firm helping with the finance right now with Union Township, we've made some changes to how our funds are set up as a whole. We have a mutual fund set up, which is basically like an overarching fund that holds all of the different funds within it. And the reason we moved to that model of fund is we are going to be able to, at like any point in time, be able to look at all of our idle cash that the township has, so that we can make better choices on how we're investing our idle cash. With that being said, the old check disbursement report, there is not a way to filter by fund. And so with this mutual fund, like overseeing all of those funds, you would be getting in like all of the checks for the board of trustees, and it would just get kind of messy. So that's why we moved to this new report. In addition to that, with the checks and the financials, with the Woodhill Group, with their guidance and approval from management, we're moving toward a more streamlined process for efficiency purposes. And so you won't be required to approve the checks any longer. It will be a receive and file. Like, for your information, here's what bills are being paid. And the reason we're doing that, the department head is already signing off saying, yes, these invoices are approved. It's gonna cut down on the time frame in which vendors are waiting for payments in between the meeting time frames. With that being said, you have all the ability to oversee and ask questions on any of the payments still. I don't want you to think like, oh, we're just getting this and we kind of have to roll with it. You still obviously can ask any questions.
I had a couple of questions, just on your comments. first of all, when you say mutual funds, we're not talking about mutual funds investment accounts, or are you talking about more of an interest-bearing sweep account where your excess just gets swept back in the interest-bearing accounts and whatever?
So when I say, I don't want to say like your traditional mutual fund.
that's what-
It's like an overarching fund that kind of oversees all of the different funds. So we'll still have the general fund in there. Any money spent from the EDA or the West, you'll still see all of that. It will still be recorded the same way in our general ledger. It's just this overall fund, we can go into it in one snapshot versus like pulling each fund separate to say, oh, we have X amount of funds in the EDA that we can use for investments
Okay. And then-
versus like piecing together our investments.
Sounds a lot smarter than, yeah. And then the other part of that is, I thought we were, so we're not gonna be required to approve the checks in the future? I mean, I thought that was a mandate of some type or another. But I've always asked the question, why don't you guys just go ahead and write the checks because you're management, and then we just approve the whatever?
And there is a mandate for the Board of Trustees to approve the checks that they authorize. But interestingly, under the Public Act 57, there's not a similar mandate.
Oh.
So this format works here, but under the Charter Township Act, the Board of Trustees is required to have a check authorization formally.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. That also allows the vendors to get paid quicker than, okay, good.
Yeah, that way, I know this board meets less often than the Board of Trustees. Really one of our goals in that too is trying to streamline our check cutting process. Like every week we are cutting checks constantly for different meetings. We're hoping to move to one check disbursement. Under this mutual fund, we're gonna have the same disbursement account for all of the departments. Obviously, the general ledger is still gonna track who owns what share of this fund. But in doing this and moving over to one disbursement account, we're creating some more efficiencies as far as like how often we're cutting checks and when. I still am cutting checks separate for each, but eventually we're gonna try to move to a more streamlined check run process. Save time and checks. Yes. Oh, sorry. I thought you had a question.
And
Right.
So another way to look at, I think, the mutual fund, it's really just presentation. It's a model. Things aren't really changing, but the model allows you to have a new tool set to work with, essentially. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, it's more of like a shell fund, I should say,
Yeah.
that holds all of the funds. Each fund will have a certain percentage or a certain amount that they own of the overall fund. But basically it's a shell so that we can look at everything together versus in the past we'd have to pull each fund separate and kind of look at, okay, what do we have where, what do we have budgeted? And this gives us the opportunity to look at it all as a whole.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can kind of see it, but have a couple of reservations about it. I mean, East DDAs, I mean, exist for their autonomous, geographic representation of different taxpayer bases. And then the East DDA checking account, the West DDA checking account, those have bank resolutions approved by the East DDA, the West DDA board with signers. Should we go through and do away with those per the bank, or how does that work?
So right now, how the
Who are the
banks
signers, I guess, of our money?
So everything's still set up somewhat the same, other than the shell fund to keep track of everything. All of our revenue comes into a money market fund, and this is true for each of the funds that we have currently and how it will stay. It's just when we disperse checks out of the accounts, we transfer, so we have the treasurer transfer money from that money market or that inbound account over to the checking to write those disbursements out. So that process will still look the same. It's just going to come out of one checking account, one disbursement account.
Nope, I see it, but I mean, back in the day, we were a separate, we had our own office, we had our own accounting, we had everything. We did all this ourselves.
Yeah.
And so it's just tough for me to see the streamlined, but it makes sense because
Yeah.
we don't have a whole lot of activity. The bonds are paid off, but I can see if we're doing $100 million bond, and I would think that would kind of get a little too convenient for the different entities involved, I guess. But-
I understand where you're coming from. I think the biggest thing to know is our system is still gonna track all of our disbursements and everything the same way that we currently are. So if you were to look at the EDA or the West, funds in our tracking system, you'll still see exactly what you were seeing before, as far as like where your disbursements are coming from, how much money's in those accounts, and how we're transferring. It's just and it's kind of hard to wrap your head around a little bit, but we're having one disbursement account that we still are tracking everything that's going in and out of.
So basically, just so I understand that we're gonna do away with all our miscellaneous accounts that are scattered around town.
With one exception, we have, our East EDA checking account has been with Isabel Bank. The West EDA checking account has been with the credit union.
Yeah.
We still have the account with the credit union. Those are the investment funds are still there.
Okay.
We just will no longer be issuing checks out of that account. We'll simply, if there's a need, if we have a big project, and we're dipping into that fund balance, we'll then transfer those funds to do that. But the investment account for the West EDA is still exactly where it was at the credit union.
Okay.
It's really more or less the disbursement account, like what account we're transferring to send the checks out. Still tracking it all the same way. Obviously, it's gonna go to a different bank code.
Yeah.
But everything essentially is still being tracked the same way. It's just we're cutting checks out of one uniform account versus an account here, an account there, an account there,
Yep.
so,
That makes some sense.
yeah.
Yep. I mean, I get it. On my organization, we have a check writing machine. I mean, it's like you batch load.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I guess if we're not mandated to approve the bills, but that's, to me, it's just one thing as a board that's, and once the horse leaves the barn to see, oh, yeah, it left the barn, we can ask questions, but it's minimal, but, yeah, that's fine.
Any other questions on the funds or the, check process? I'll move to the balance sheets next.
so just a question on a check register, like the West DDA sidewalk, the $532.15. I mean, can that, I don't know, maybe just kind of, so we don't have to look for those so hard? Are you follow me? It's like,
Which ones?
like the West DDA only has one check for the,
Oh, okay. I'm still on
So
I'm
it's-
on the East EDA yet, so I haven't gotten that far.
Yeah, the system.
but they're all
combines-
combined.
Yeah.
Rick,
for
that's
your
what I'm saying.
vendor.
You're not,
Right.
there's no way to see which one, you know?
So you have two places that they're separated out. At the end, of course, you can see the totals that are separate for each fund. And you see the 248 is the East EDA fund,
Yeah, okay.
250 is the West EDA fund. So you see the totals there. That if you look on the left-hand column, each check has a general ledger number. That's the line item in the budget that the check is associated with. And so there you get to see 248 or 250. So they are combined together, but you can find the West EDA tip by looking for 255. And that will lead you to that, to the West EDA items.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I think we can figure it out. The comment I did want to make was not on the question of the dollar amount, but I just want to make a comment on the holiday lights, how beautiful they are coming in from Midland. You hit Somerson Road all the way down, and I explained it to my wife, how nice these are until you get to the city limits. Drapo Ford, Isabella Bank on the left, and then it stops, you know. But by that time, everything looks great, so I think the city's getting the benefits of the township's investment in those. So those are nice, very, very nice, especially this time of the year. It's just the things that they put up are really nice. Yeah. So
It is very noticeable.
and that's it.
And then I just wanted to make a comment on the balance sheets as well. You'll see that there's deferred revenue listed now on the balance sheets. That is for the tax collection. So I know we talked about how we're going to start dispersing funds to the DDAs up front for the tax, instead of waiting till the end of that tax cycle. That way you're kind of reaping the benefits of any interest earned on the account and things of that nature. But I wanted to just make note that you're gonna see that deferred revenue, and that is based on the taxes that are levied. So you levy taxes in year one, which is considered your deferred revenue, and then it's considered revenue in that second year. So you'll see that in there from now on as well, and that's those, how we changed how we're dispersing the taxes on the front end versus waiting for the DDAs. So those are really the big changes that you'll see.
So the deferred revenue is kind of an accrued look at it, right? I mean, we haven't actually received that.
We have not, so that's like your estimated tax
Right,
levy.
right.
Correct, yep. So it's considered deferred revenue, it's not revenue that you can currently use, because we have not collected it just yet, so.
Okay.
I think those
It
are,
just helps you with projecting through that year.
yeah, and then it gives an idea of what we're gonna collect versus waiting to see that, dumped into those funds, so.
We kind of had that information already because we put that in our budget, what we estimate
Right.
it to be. Thank you.
Yes. And I'm happy to answer any other questions that you guys might have.
Thank you.
No?
Good, thanks.
Thank you.
So we'll let the record show the financials were presented, received, and filed. Also on 7B, got your board member matrix, membership matrix.
If I may. I was gonna point out, on the EDA, obviously we have the empty seat still. But David Coyne's seat is up in March, and then I think the next one's Marty Fig. So I just lift those up. I was hoping to lift it up with Dave here, so he could consider it or not, but I'll point those two out.
Okay, appreciate it. And moving on to item 8, new business. Looks like we got a request for board action to go into a closed session.
Now, do we need to make a motion to follow this motion to put it in closed session?
Yes.
We should, and the motion to come out of it.
I'm happy to do so because I never get to do this part.
Go
Not
ahead.
at board meetings.
Go ahead.
I move to go into closed session under section 8(1)D of the Open Meetings Act to consider the purchase of real property, and also under section 8(1)H of the Open Meetings Act to consider an appraisal of real property that is exempt from disclosure by section 13(1)J of the Freedom of Information Act.
Support.
Got a motion by Melky, support by Bars for the requested action. Any questions?
Do we need roll call on that?
I thought about that.
It should be by roll call, yes.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But it needs roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bars,
What's that?
the roll call vote.
Oh, here,
Bars.
here.
Yes or no?
Yea or nay?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
on the motion.
Hey, I'm sorry, I thought you were
Bilkey,
Yes.
daydreaming.
Pequam,
Yes.
Salad,
Yes.
Bacon.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You gotta-
Coming out of close, item 10, pending business. I mean, you already have your directive for
Yep.
the other deal. So now, going on to 10, pending business, number 11, director comments.
Just a couple of quick things. One, you see the Christmas lights are up. This year was a particularly intensive maintenance process. We had a lot of blown fuses and challenges along the way, but we're glad that they're up, and we've had lots of positive comments from them. The water line project is done through the CDA district. It is unknown right now what damage was done to our irrigation over there. I have not gotten a report on that yet. I would assume that there was some because they were digging some big holes.
I think it's probably a word that would come to mind, but anyway.
But I will find out more about that, hopefully in the next few weeks. Those are the 2 items I have.
Anything else?
Nope.
We call the meeting adjourned, 5:24.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas all.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Yeah. We give Ronnie something to do.